Hey guys, what's up? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today, there's been a lot of kind of drama, I guess, on social media. It's bled a little bit into Reddit as well. And I kind of wanted to address this mainly to kind of keep you guys in the loop at what's being discussed and what's going on inside the game. I know not all my followers are active on all those platforms. So today, you guys know I like to keep it positive here. At the end of the day, it's just a mobile game here. We are not talking about life and death situations, so let's not treat it as that. And no matter if you agree or disagree with anybody in this kind of story, any of the characters, realize that they're real people, right? And one of the biggest problems I have, just kind of put me on my soapbox for a second, one of the biggest problems I have in society today is if you disagree with somebody, then you don't like them, or you don't respect them as a person. And that's certainly not the case for me, at least, with any of the parties involved in today's video. So just want to throw that out there. You can disagree with somebody and still like them, be friends with them, and of course respect them. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what happened. All right, guys, so where to start with this stuff? So first things first, right? You can see if we look at the leaderboard from last season on ladder, the very first account, Nova Oktay, has been banned. Account unavailable. This account has been deleted by Supercell for ladder pushing, for account sharing. Now, how did this happen? Why did this happen after 3+ years after Supercell basically turning the blind eye for the most part? There have been some individual examples of them banning account sharing. But what is ladder pushing? Why are they banning players? And what do I think about it? That's what this video is going to be about today. So let's go ahead and start with Twitter, and then I'll give my opinions in the second half of the video. So it all started with Clash Royale quote retweeting Unstoppable's tweet. Unstoppable is a pro player. He's a free agent right now, vying for a spot in CRL. And he said, I really want to set a good example, but I need money for college, so doing 20 win challenges for $40 guaranteed, DMs open. Now, what does that mean? It means like dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands in the past of pro players or really good players have farmed 20 win challenges for money, for some side cash. They're that good, so other players would pay them money. Here, play on my account and get me 20 wins. I want it for the prestige of my profile. Now, how do I feel about that Unstoppable tweet? First of all, Unstoppable, a great guy. But how do I feel about it? I feel like it's awful. I am not a fan, needless to say, of 20 win challenge farming. Why do I hate it? Number one is it's not genuine, right? So people with 20 wins on their profile, it should mean something. If you show up to a combine, you should be a genuine 20 win player, right? But even more than that, and what affects me and probably you, is I don't want to be going in the 20 win challenge against some pro farming up an account for some other player who's paying them all day. If I have 100 or 1,000 pros just farming 20 win grand challenges all the time, it's gonna be way more difficult for me to get 20 wins in the challenge, or you or anybody who would otherwise or may otherwise be a 20 win player. So I am not in agreement or a fan of Unstoppable's tweet. Now, Clash Royale quote tweets it and said, this is not cool. If you do this, your account and any other accounts you boost will be banned. The ban hammer coming down on Unstoppable or anybody else. Now, I do want to mention this again. I like to be positive here on the channel, but I do not agree with Supercell making Unstoppable the sole example of this. I do applaud them for tweeting out that this is not cool. But I think that they did it, and I'm sure some of you guys will be like, who cares, Ash? He broke the rules. Screw him. But honestly, I don't like it, man, because it took his free agent value down. If I was a pro team looking to recruit players and I saw, whoa, I don't know if I want to sign that Unstoppable guy. I mean, Supercell used him as the example of what not to do. So for that reason, I don't think it was super professional for Supercell to use Unstoppable as the example, given that dozens and dozens of players over the last few days, when we got news there's going to be another 20 win challenge, have put out tweets exactly like this. So After that, the Bellican came through and he said, why don't you ban for max account sharing on ladder? You want to be consistent or just cherry pick because you wouldn't want to hurt Nova and instead hurt the little guy paying for college. Clash Royale said, we do. We spot check accounts all the time on ladder. But Royal said, oh boy, DM me and we will ban half of the existing top 200 accounts. So then Clash Royale said, DMs open. And then Royal tweeted out this. He said, every single pusher that isn't playing on his personal account this season will get reported. Good luck. P.S. I'm going to start with the mortar players. And then he shows a screenshot of his DM. Drew, the community manager, says, hey, you want to send over some accounts you think our account sharing would be much appreciated? Thanks, Drew. And then Royal says, sure. So, let's take a pause here for a second. Let's talk about ladder pushing. Some of you guys might not even realize that it's a thing. But out of the top 200 in ladder, out of the top 500 in ladder, I would venture a guess about half of those accounts have pushers on it. And it's been that way since day one of Clash Royale. Let me just throw that out there. And Supercell has known about that. You know, most of you guys, a lot of my regular viewers probably have known about that. I have known about that, and I've brought players on knowing that they were account pushing. Me personally, though, I've never violated terms of service personally with my account. I've never played on another account. I never had anybody ever play on my account. And I would advise that you guys certainly do not either, or you might risk your account being banned. It is against terms of service, but there's many different infractions against terms of service, right? There's playing on BlueStacks, which is against terms of service because it's considered an emulator. There's being toxic and using swears or threatening people in your clan chat. That's against terms of service. And there's also account sharing against terms of service. There's buying cheap gems against terms of service. You guys see what I'm saying here? But to me, not every violation is created equal. So because he said a swear word in clan chat, I don't think he should get a permaban. Because he used BlueStacks, I don't think he should get a permaban. Because he account shares, me personally, I don't think they should get a permaban. And that's my opinion on ladder pushing. If I thought strongly against ladder pushing, then I probably would never have pros on the channel who ladder push, because I would ethically be against it. But to me, just like anything in life, there's a good and there's a bad with everything. The bad on ladder pushing is that you get really good players who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford a max account. They have the opportunity to shine. Thus, they end up taking up spots away from people who invest money into their account who could otherwise be higher ranked without these players who are on max accounts, if that makes any sense. Now, on the good side of things, these players who have been afforded the opportunity to push on ladder, these players have, you know, there's a big paywall in Clash Royale. I mean, it's no secret to everybody. There's a paywall in this game, and it's difficult to get yourself known as a pro player. Global tournaments made it a little bit better, but it's still very difficult. In a lot of these organizations, it's easy to vilify Supercell, it's easy to vilify clans like Nova. But if you look at it one way, clans like Nova have done a lot for helping the competitive side of things. After 15K tournaments have not been a thing anymore, it's been ladder recognition has been one of the main vehicles that a lot of pro players, including Royal, have used to make a name for themselves, right? So, and by the way, I love Royal, one of my favorite guys out there. We had dinner in Tokyo. He's amazing, and I love him, but we disagree here on this one issue. I don't think it's the end of the world, but let me give a huge but here. It is against terms of service. It is against the rules. So if you do it, you could be banned. If other people do it, they could be banned. And Supercell, in my opinion, has every right to ban accounts that violate terms of service. So doesn't that sound a little hypocritical? Well, the question is Supercell, with their limited bandwidth, with their limited staffing, I'm going to throw the question to you guys. Do you want them to be focusing on individual reports from players about account pushing? I personally don't think that's the best use of their time. I would rather have them make the game, improve the game, work on updates. Don't worry about account pushing. That's my opinion, but I might be wrong, and I'm very open to the idea of changing my mind. That's why I can't wait to read your comments. Now, again, some players got banned yesterday. Now, I just want to state one final thing before I end this video, guys. is it's in my opinion that banning players based on individual reports from other pro players in the community or anybody is probably not the best way to do things. I would say personally that Supercell ought to put out a statement, and they did to their credit. What does Supercell do to employ fair play? And they mentioned there that you should not be account sharing. Well, I guess my biggest issue here is the mechanism, the habits that Supercell has partaken in when it comes to policing against their terms of service. I think there should be a one policy for all instituted inside the game, meaning that Supercell should, in my opinion, state that this is something that we really care about. This is something that we're going to be enforcing if indeed that is the case. Again, me personally, I don't think it's the end of the world. Maybe some people do, and I respect your opinion if you feel that way. But at the end of the day, the onus is on Supercell. The onus should be on Supercell. It should not turn into a witch hunt where I'm going to report everybody starting with the mortar players, you know? It should not be, I'm going to report this guy because I don't like him. I'm not saying Royal was doing that, but I'm going to report this guy because I don't like him and not this guy because I do like him. It shouldn't be like that. There should be a uniform policy. If Supercell decides this is an important issue after 3+ years of kind of turning the blind eye, if this is an important issue to us now, which again, more credit to them if they decide to go that route. If they decide it's an important issue, there should be a uniform policy for everybody. You account share, you are banned. That's it. It shouldn't be reliant on or contingent upon a pro player DMing you in Twitter DMs. And I'm not saying that's been the case. I'm just saying that's not the way it ought to be, in my opinion. It should be fair. It should not matter who you know, who you like, or who tells Supercell about you. In my opinion, it should be a uniform policy for everybody. And for that reason, I don't think that I agree with targeted bans based on individual reports. So guys, what do you think? What do you think about this? And by the way, I know this is a break from the norm for this channel's content. I hope this isn't like overly dramatic or negative to you guys. At the end of the day, like I said in the opening, it's just a mobile game. I really love all parties involved, including Drew and the community managers at Supercell and the support team at Supercell as well. So, you know, guys, what do you think? I'm really interested to read your comments on this video, and, you know, we'll see where we go from here. At the end of the day, whether or not Supercell decides to ban players, contrary to a lot of the tweets going out there right now, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think that we will survive. And even this channel, like I saw some people tweeting, Ash, but dude, you're not going to say anything. Of course you're going to be against account pushing, man, because you have them all on your channel, dude. Like, what are you going to do? Like, listen, man, think this through. If they ban every account shares, there's going to be a new top 200, new top 100, new top 10 players, and I'll just invite them on the channel. I don't have any skin in the game here, and I've done nothing wrong in my eyes. It's not my job to police Supercell terms of service. And I'll leave you with that thought, guys. What do you think? What say you? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge shout out to my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. Guys, as always, take care.